Shanghai, July 31st, 2025. Heavy flooding swept through major portions of Shanghai today after Tropical Storm Komei made a second landfall in the city on the afternoon of July 30th, overwhelming infrastructure and prompting one of the largest evacuation operations in recent memory. Storm track and meteorological impact. Tropical Storm Komei first struck Zhoushan in Zhejiang Province around 4:30 a.m. on July 30th, packing sustained winds of about 83 kilometers per hour and subsequently moved toward Shanghai, making its second landfall around 4:30 p.m. in Shanghai's Fengxian district, with a central pressure of approximately 975 HPA. Though not classified as a typhoon at the time of landfall, Komei exceeded expectations in its meteorological impacts due to its slow movement, intense precipitation, and lengthy residence over the basin. Heavy rainfall began in several city districts before noon on July 30th, prompting Shanghai authorities to escalate the rainstorm alert to orange, the second highest of China's four-tier system, and activate a level 2 emergency response. Rain total soared to levels as high as 320 millimeters within 24 hours through the morning of July 31st, roughly equivalent to a month's worth of rain in the region, inundating streets, underpasses, and coastal areas. Evacuations and emergency operations. By mid-morning on July 30th, city authorities had moved swiftly to evacuate vulnerable zones. In total, approximately 282,800 to 283,000 residents in low-lying and waterfront neighborhoods were relocated to safety by the evening of July 30th, with more than 1,900 temporary shelters established across Shanghai. From last night to 10 a.m. today, 282,800 people have been evacuated and relocated, basically achieving the goal of evacuating all those who needed to be evacuated. Authorities also suspended operations at more than 4,600 construction sites, ordered work stoppages in many vulnerable zones, and conducted annual drills in advance of the storm, which helped streamline the evacuation procedures. Roadways and highways face speed limits reduced to 60 kilometers per hour, with some trains either delayed or partially suspended, and overall operations scaled back. Shanghai Pudong and Hongqiao airports prepared to cancel nearly 30% of flights, amounting to roughly 640 flights, around 410 from Pudong and 230 from Hongqiao. Even Shanghai's metro system remained largely operational, though other mass transit modes were affected by inundation and low visibility. From late July 30th through July 31st, extremely heavy rainfall led to flash floods across multiple districts. Street-level flooding turned city roads into rivers. Low-lying underpasses and drainage systems failed to handle the deluge. In coastal zones, tidal surges combined with the storm's rainfall to exacerbate flooding along the Huangpu River, submerging walkways and ground floor. Infrastructure damage included reports of power outages, road collapses, and vehicles stranded in flooded streets, although comprehensive damage assessments are still ongoing. The municipal government warned of secondary threats including geological disasters, urban waterlogging, and possible landslides in adjacent areas over the next several days. On the same day, authorities grappled with a magnitude 8.8 earthquake off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. A yellow tsunami warning was issued along parts of the eastern Chinese seaboard, including Shanghai and Zhejiang, before being lifted around 3:30 p.m. local time. Forecasts later concluded that tidal waves would not exceed alert thresholds, though coastal water levels rose noticeably during the evening tides. Shanghai's municipal government stressed that annual drills and prior planning enabled an orderly and efficient evacuation. A shelter in Fengxian district housed dozens of mainly elderly residents seated on iron beds, supervised by community staff overseeing meals and safety routines. One evacuee, watermelon farmer Yang Xiaoping, expressed that she intended to remain at the shelter only after the danger passes and the typhoon is gone. It's much safer here. Forecasters, including Chun Tao of the National Meteorological Center, noted that Komei's slow speed and prolonged precipitation pose particular risk. The weak steering flow after landfall results in prolonged precipitation periods with high-intensity short-term rainfall, leading to substantial accumulated rainfall. Beyond Shanghai, Zhejiang and Jiangsu provinces faced heavy flooding and geological warnings, with Zhejiang upgrading to a red alert for geological disaster risks, suspending school programs and triggering a Level 3 typhoon emergency response in multiple locales. Northern regions of China were also impacted by extreme weather linked to altered atmospheric circulation patterns. These disturbances caused flash floods and heavy rainfall in parts of northern China, resulting in casualties and mass evacuations in the lead-up to and during the storm system's progression. Although Koumei was not categorized as a full-strength typhoon at landfall, experts suggest its unusual behavior and long duration highlight emerging climate trends. Extreme weather is becoming more frequent and unpredictable, increasing the strain on urban flood defense systems. As one forecaster noted, China's continued urban expansion and its position at the mouth of the Yangtze River Basin amplify vulnerability to flood risks, especially under conditions of intense rainfall and rising sea levels. Climate analysts have repeatedly warned that cities like Shanghai, with tens of millions of residents situated in low-lying coastal zones, are increasingly exposed to compound hazards such as heavy rainfall, storm surge, and rapid river flooding. Damage assessments and recovery are expected to unfold over coming days and weeks. City planners and emergency management authorities face mounting pressure to upgrade drainage and flood infrastructure, improve tide gates and pumping capacity, and plan for future storms of increasing intensity. Authorities have re-emphasized the importance of early warning systems, community preparedness, and year-round readiness, especially as global climate patterns suggest heavier rainfall events may become more frequent. Residents in affected districts are advised to remain indoors, avoid floodwaters, and heed official guidance over the next 48 to 72 hours. In summary, the flooding in Shanghai on July 30th to 31st, 2025, triggered by Tropical Storm Koumei, resulted in unprecedented rainfall, massive evacuations of nearly 283,000 people, widespread disruptions in transport, and significant urban flooding. The response coordination and emergency drills carried out prior helped limit casualties, but the event underscores Shanghai's vulnerability to extreme weather and the urgent need for infrastructural resilience.